The International Peace Garden is really an incredible story and an incredible legacy now at 90 years old. Thanks to some folks mostly based out of Toronto and New York City in the late 1920s thought, we're these two wonderful countries with a great level of cooperation and the longest unfortified border in the world. How can we recognize that? And as gardeners, they thought a garden on the international border of Canada and the United States would be the way to do it. So over time, the discussion carried on, and Niagara and other areas further in the east were discussed. But fortunately, media members, newspaper people, politicians and communities in Manitoba and North Dakota really worked hard to say, we have the location for this garden. It's right here in the Turtle Mountains, and it's centrally located between the east and the west coast. The Peace Garden and the land surrounding it rises about 700 feet above the rest of the prairie. So it is this just serene setting and a really important setting and land for people going back generations and centuries and probably millennia. So there's a lot of significance. It's the heart of the continent, what's known as Turtle Island and the indigenous communities. And it really is that great place to bring people together. I think there was a good debate on whether this was the place for a memorial from such a devastating day. But the 9/11 memorial here at the Garden is a great example of the cooperation and the friendship between our countries, because then Manitoba Premier Gary Dewar really made the effort and worked with some of his partners in the province and in New York to bring some of the beams from the Twin Towers here, because Premier Dewar and others at the time realized, this is a tough time for our neighbors on the south. We want to do something as a show of support. And being here at the Garden, it helps people contemplate, if there isn't greater dialogue and thoughts of cooperation and peace, unfortunately, some really bad things can happen in the world.